Hello, study family. Welcome to Medicagram. I am your study panda, and in today's episode, let me help you plan for your upcoming NEET PG 2022 exam. According to the latest circular released by NBE, the exam is supposed to happen on 12th of March, which approximately is 4 months away from today. So, let me divide you into two categories: the ones who have at least done their first revision, and the ones who are just starting. If you are someone who is just starting, I will tell you about all the ways and the methods by which you can probably get a good rank, if not qualify, and probably get a government seat in the upcoming NEET 22 exam. But I will be telling that in the next video. As of now, I will be focusing on the students who have already finished their first revision. So, if you have already done your first revision, you might have taken on an average of 6 to 7 months to finish your first read. Your first revision might have taken somewhere around 50 to 60 days. There are a few people who might end up taking 75 days, but the majority of them end up finishing their first revision by 2 months. So now you are someone who's now doing their second revision. I would suggest you to finish the entire revision in 45 days. And after that, the next series of revision should be completed in 30 days each, so that at least 15 days before your NEET exam, you do not end up studying anything other than the things that you've already read again and again. I mean, you are going to fine line everything, so that by the end of your revision and everything, you are way more confident while attempting your NEET exam. So, for the ones who are planning to do the second revision and who have already done their first revision, this is what you should be doing. The first and the foremost thing that you have to remember is please do not do cover to cover. This is one thing that you should avoid doing. If you're someone who is doing cover to cover even in your second revision, then trust me, you are a big fool. And I'm not saying this to demotivate you, but I was the one who did cover to cover revision even in second and third revision, and trust me, I had taken so much of time to study and revise, and at the end I couldn't even retain. But thanks to the fact that the NEET PG got postponed, I could rectify my mistake. So please avoid doing cover to cover. You should only be focusing on the topics that are important or have the potential to be asked in the upcoming exams. I will be sharing an IMP list with you, but you can always find those IMP lists on Prep Ladder, Marrow, and all other teaching websites and other classes. On their official Insta pages and everywhere, you may end up finding it. But I shall also try and curate a list for you. So make it a point to read those Ultra IMP lists first. Know all those important keywords in all those diseases that you come across. What are the clinchers? What are the diagnostic clinchers that will help you differentiate between this disease and some other disease? What are the X-ray and clinical findings? What are the ones that will help you reach the diagnosis in the exam? Nowadays, NEET is becoming way more clinically oriented. So just knowing the diagnosis won't suffice. You have to know few other things, like what is the next investigation you have to do, what is the best investigation you will do, what is the first step in management, what is the gold standard step or diagnosis tool, what is the gold standard investigation, what is the usual investigation that you do. Now there is a little trick that will tell you for the ones who don't know it, but I'm sure majority of y'all know it. Gold standard is something that will give me the diagnosis 100% for sure. Like if I were to do a gold standard investigation, I am bound to get that disease. But the usual investigation is something that is routinely prescribed because it is way more cost efficient and it is way more easily available for the people. So, the cost efficient one is usually preferred. So, sometimes the gold standard and the usual investigation is the same, but in majority of cases they are different. So, depending upon what is asked in the question, you'll have to answer accordingly. What is the treatment guidelines that you will be following? All of these important remembered. Now, how to study? If you know this is how you have to study, you can go ahead with the planning. And before I tell you how do you study, the first and the foremost thing that you have to remember is that you have to give at least 1 GT per week. You may give the more the better, but at least one. Now, when you give your GT, give it in an actual time scenario so that you get used to the concept of sitting for 3 hours and your brain starts functioning during that particular time of exam. If your exam is in the morning session, you have to start giving your grand test in the morning because to actually adjust to that timing takes a lot of time. So it's better you start from now. But if you cannot try and manage, then whichever time you give, it is better. As long as you are giving GT in whichever possible time, it is way better than not giving it at all. Now, when you are giving GT, make it a point to make a list or a proper flow chart of the number of correct and wrong questions. Your aim has to be eventually to end up decreasing the number of wrong questions and increasing the positives. You may think this is a very difficult task. I know it is difficult, but it is not impossible. The only thing that you have to do when you get a question wrong is just identify whether you have made a silly mistake or did you not read the question properly, or did you end up missing out on any key points like all except or something like that. That is usually the case which I would usually face during my GT exams. Or else the question is from some topic that you have no idea about. If you do not have an idea, go ahead and add it to your notes or make flashcard out of it. If key points is an issue, like you are not reading the question properly, then you have to make it a point to focus, stay calm, and do some meditation. You do not have to do meditation for hours together. At least try and do at least 10 minutes or 5-10 minutes or 15 minutes of meditation every day. You could do a guided meditation technique which is easily available on YouTube, but if you do not have any access, then just sit and just peacefully focus on your breathing technique. That's it. Just be mindful. Everything else will eventually fall into place. If you are not able to understand the question properly, then make it a point to go back and just, if you do not have an idea about the question or the topic, go back and either see the video or read a poll about it. Or else, if it is a silly mistake, then this is something you need to work upon, boss. You cannot make mistakes like that. Don't worry, eventually you'll overcome it. But this is something that you cannot afford in the main paper. So, having said this, let us quickly go through the idea of dividing your time. Now, suppose you are someone who studies for 8 hours a day. In the first few hours, like in the first hour at least, after you wake up, the first studying hour has to be regarding those flashcards, those tables and charts that are very important from exam perspective, and you have to learn them by heart. There is no other alternative. You have to ratify them. You can make mnemonics, you can make flashcards, you can make some story out of it, but eventually there is no logic behind it. there is a chromosome that is involved, then you have to know it. There's no way that you can kind of understand and kind of make logic behind it, because in exam, if you try and apply logic to every question, you'll end up losing a lot of minutes. So there are a few tables and charts that you have to learn by heart. There is no other way out of it. So every day for the first 1 hour, make it a point to study all of these ultra IMP topics. You can either make a flashcard or 28 notebook, whichever suits you fine. I will also try up putting some fancy flashcards with some cute mnemonics so that you can correlate. And but this is very important, like you cannot miss this. After that, for the next 2 to 3 hours, focus on studying some hard or difficult subject, whichever you think you have issues studying. For me, usually pharmac and patho were the subjects that I kind of struggled reading, and even med, of course. So you can try and read those major subjects during this next 2 3 hours. And after you have done this, make it a point to solve at least 50 to 100 custom modules, custom MCQs. The usual hashtags that you can use are recent NEET, recent aims. Then you can use clinical based questions, those clinical scenarios and everything. You could also end up using like investigation of choice, most commons, then other controversial questions. But recent NEET and recent aims and the updates, these are the things that you should do it on a daily basis. You can start solving recent aims and recent NEET around 10 to 20 questions every day, and the rest you can solve over 10 questions, or just club them all in one particular MCQ module of 100 questions and go ahead and solve them. But whatever you do, you have to solve it every single day. And in whichever questions that you think you are making mistakes, keep a note of, and you have to ensure that you do not end up repeating the same mistakes again and again. If you do so, then what is the point of revising, right? Now, after this, you may want to take a break, unwind, or do some yoga, meditation, or some exercise. After you've done all of that and taken your break and had some me chill time, come back and try and do some easy topic or some short subject for the next 1 to 2 hours. See, you have to plan your day the night previously, you have to plan your day ahead so that you do not end up wasting the crucial time on deciding what to study, and there shouldn't be any confusion. You can probably plan your week also if you are someone who likes sticking to their schedule, but I usually used to plan the previous night, right? So this is like how I would do a block sections of 40 to 50 minute studying sessions and take a 5 to 10 minute break. You can use a Pomodoro technique. You could put on some study with me videos and keep studying. But if you think all of these is distracting, just keep away all the gadgets and just keep a timer with you so that you know when to take a break. So like that, you have to block them. Start your day with doing some tough subjects. Then you can do some MCQs in between. Then some easy to medium subjects. Then you may end up watching some videos or read some pearls, and you can wind up your day by doing some easy MCQs that you might have bookmarked, or those MCQs that you end up doing mistakes again and again, or you could just review your GTs at that time. So you have to ensure that you mix and match. You shouldn't be studying in the same fashion throughout the day. Just don't sit with one subject and try and finish the whole subject in that day. Instead, divide it throughout for 4 to 5 days, and you try and finish it in chunks. Thoda thoda karke you keep on finishing it every day, while simultaneously doing 2 to 3 subjects in one day, so that you have a variation it should be one hard, one easy, or one short subject, and one medium difficulty subject. And For each one, it is their own subject. For me, the medium easy subjects were PSM, and for short subjects, ortho and all the short subjects and ENT, ophthalm, all of these were easier for me to do. So for each, his own method is, you have to devise your own method, and you have to make a list of your own weak subjects and strong subjects and do it accordingly. But make it a point to just read those important topics and quickly glance through it. Please do not try and do cover to cover. Whatever topics that you think you might have ended up missing, they somehow or the other gets covered when you do those MCQs and give your GTs. So if it was actually important, that topic, you will eventually find those topics in the exams. If it is not important, then there's no point wasting time on that when you have already a limited amount of time. This is how you keep on doing one single revision. वैसे you have to keep on doing 2 to 3 revisions at least. Like if you're someone who needs more number of revisions, more than 3 is also fine. But then you have to ensure that you are keeping a variation, so there is no stagnation. You have to alternate between the subjects so that you do not end up getting bored and your speed doesn't decrease. So keep a 40 to 50 minute slot of each subject and just keep on changing them. Keep on, if you have read for 40 to 50 minutes, solve some MCQs. Then again, maybe read for some time, watch a video. If you think there are a few subjects like pharmac which no matter how many hours you take, you won't be able to finish it, then I would suggest watching some rapid revision videos for such subjects. Rapid revision in Marrow, like especially for pharmac, ortho, surgery and patho, is superb. Like trust me, in pharmac, Ranjan sir has given everything in a very organized and tabulated format. So even if you copy down those tables, and you just end up reading those, you will end up solving at least 70 to 80% of the questions that are asked in the exams. And I am not even kidding, like this is so true. Like I did that. I only watched those rapid revision videos, and it actually saved a lot of time for me. You can do that, but if you think you're not very comfortable, you can always do the traditional method. But the whole idea is to utilize as little time as possible and to finish as much of studying as possible in that limited amount of time. So you can either use flashcards or pearls for the topics and just try and finish out as many topics as possible in as little time that you have. Now, this is how you're going to plan for the next 2-3 months. But in March, like for the last 12 days, 10 to 12 days, if 12th of March is your exam, just keep 11th as buffer. Do not study anything on that day. Just unwind. Whatever has to be studied has already been done. So you can plan till 10th. So this one trick that Abbas sir said last year, which really helped me, was you have to make a plan from the last day of exam. Like what are you going to do on 11th? What are you going to study for the last week, last day, like that last month? Just come in a retrograde fashion so you have an idea what is happening. And be realistic. Please be realistic. I know you feel everything is important, but trust me, you are human and there is only a limited amount of thing that you can do. So respect the fact that you are human and try and plan for only 8 to 10 hours a day, because as the exam approaches, you have to maintain a proper sleep schedule for everything that you have read to assimilate and for you to probably remember in the exam. So just make it a point to revise. Do not touch anything new. But if you think there are a few topics that are left, just try and wind up in like 7 to 10 days max, which is a lot. But as much as possible, you try and finish all the extra points that you think you are missing out on. But only if you think they are important. If they are just random points that haven't been asked, then you can just maybe ignore it. But if there are important topics like TB and malaria which get asked every year, you pause everything and just finish those ultra IMP topics that you still haven't touched, and go ahead with a revision plan in a little faster fashion, at least for the 1-2 revisions after this. You just have to keep on going a bit faster as compared to the other people who have been doing it right from day one. So this is how in case you have doubts, you can always ping me on Instagram. My ID is Medicagram. Okay, so I'm always available, even if I may take like 1-2 hours extra to reply back to you. Please remember that I'm always available. I may take 1-2 hours here and there to reply to all your messages, but in case you have any doubts, please mention them in the comment section below, or you can DM me on Insta as well. Okay, lots of love. Wish you a very good luck. I hope you found this helpful. And in case you want any other material, please do let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. Good luck.